We're all using AI for stuff like emails or research, but what if that same tool could unlock a door in your life you didn't even know was there? Today, we're going to dive into how to use this technology in a completely different way, a way to find and break through the invisible barriers holding back your financial growth. And this is especially powerful for women who are so often taught to put everyone else's needs first.
See, it turns out that the biggest things stopping us from making more money often have nothing to do with a business plan or the economy. Nope, they're internal. Just like it says here, our clarity gets buried under a pile of emotion. For so many women, feelings like guilt or fear or this deep-seated need to take care of everyone else, it all piles up. It's like this thick fog just rolls in and you can't see the simple, clear path forward to financial success.
So that leads to this really big question, right? What if the real jam you're in isn't about a lack of cash, but a hidden belief system that's running the show behind the scenes? When you think about it that way, it changes everything. This isn't just about getting a raise or finding a new client. It's about finding a whole new way to see yourself and what you're actually capable of financially. Okay, so to tackle this, we need a totally different approach. So forget traditional self-help for a minute. Let's frame this like a workout. We're heading to what we'll call the inner gym, and we're going to start training the muscles that build real financial strength. Now, the inner gym isn't about lifting weights. It's about strengthening the stuff that really shapes our financial reality. I'm talking about building up that muscle that lets you make a bold decision, or the one that lets you set a firm boundary without feeling guilty about it. And especially that muscle that can just say no without a whole wave of anxiety washing over you. For a lot of women who've spent their lives being the helper, these muscles have gotten, well, pretty weak. We're going to change that. So, who's our personal trainer in this inner gym? Well, this is where it gets really interesting. We're going to turn to a tool that's probably sitting right there on your computer, but we're going to use it in a way I'm guessing you've probably never even thought of. Technology can feel so cold, right? So impersonal. But what if we could just flip that on its head? Imagine having a space, a totally private space, where you can just let it all out. Say all the things you've been holding on to for years, and there's zero judgment coming back at you. And here's the key thing to get. This is not about letting a robot do your thinking for you. Actually, it's the exact opposite. The AI just becomes a mirror. It filters out all that emotional static and all the noise so you can hear your own voice, your own intuition, way more clearly. It's not about replacing your gut feeling, it's about turning up the volume on it. Okay, so to really see how this works in the real world, let's look at this incredible experiment. It's a story about a woman who decided to put this AI mirror to the ultimate test, to find one of those huge, expensive blind spots that was secretly sabotaging her finances. This is what she typed in. I mean, can you imagine typing this? You're not just asking a casual question, you're setting the stakes sky high. You're basically telling the AI, look, no fluff, I'm not here for generic advice, give me the $1 million insight. This completely frames the conversation for some radical, unfiltered honesty. And you know what? It delivered. Big time. What came back was a diagnosis so sharp, so on the money, that it completely changed her financial path. So let's break down what it uncovered. Wow. Just let that sink in for a second. The AI pointed out this massive mindset trap, a trap so many of us, especially women, fall into. If I'm just a good person and I work hard, the money will come. But here's the truth. It doesn't work that way. Money is a system. And just like any other system, it doesn't respond to passive hope. It responds to leadership, to strategy, to you actively managing it. And then, boom, the AI broke that big idea down into these brutally honest, super specific actions. Or inactions. You're not asking for the money. You're not putting your offers out there. You're not asking people to spread the word. You don't even make it easy for someone to pay you. The problem wasn't a lack of talent or skill. It was a total breakdown in the simple mechanics of actually doing business. And this is the real kicker, the root of it all. The AI figured out that the reason for all of this was a desire to stay comfortable. By not really putting your offers out there, by not asking for the sale, you're protecting yourself from hearing no. You're avoiding the responsibility of having to deliver. It's a safe little world you create that, ironically, becomes a financial prison. Okay, so it's one thing to see the problem, right? An insight is great, but an insight without action is just a fun fact. So how do we actually turn this into real change? This is where this whole idea becomes a practical plan that any of us can use to break out of our own patterns. So here's the key. You wouldn't go on stage and perform a play without rehearsing your lines, would you? So why would you walk into a salary negotiation cold? The AI coach becomes your private rehearsal space. It's a safe place where you can practice those tough conversations, asking for that raise, setting a boundary with a difficult client. You can do it over and over until the words feel natural and the fear starts to fade.
And it all comes down to this really simple but powerful 3-step process. First up, the download. Think of this as a brain dump. You just type or talk everything that's in your head about a situation, the messy thoughts, the fears, all of it, no filter. Step 2, the master prompt. This is where you tell the AI who you want it to be. Act as a tough but fair business coach, or act as a compassionate mentor who helps women see their financial worth. Get specific. And finally, step 3, the rehearsal. This is where the magic happens. You use that AI mentor to role-play the exact conversations that you've been dreading. This is where you build the muscle before you have to go use it in the real world.
So, we've seen how this simple tool you probably already have can become this incredibly powerful mirror for your own mind. It can reflect back patterns and beliefs that you're just too close to see on your own. So the only question left for you is, what are you willing to see? What's the one high-stakes question you're a little bit afraid to ask it? The one that might just change everything?